Hello, hi, welcome, and thank you for being here. I hope you're having a gorgeous day so far. Let's get you some clarity and see what Spirit would like you to know. This is timeless and collective. See what feels like it resonates, and always follow and trust the divine guidance that is in you, to your higher self, to God, to Source, to the universe, because the answer is in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest and greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. We're going to start with the tea leaf and see what the opening messages of inspiration and insight are. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. Woo! You have the moon and a crown. So there's going to be some changes happening in your life, changes for the better, because you're heading towards being honored, respected, well received, and it's something that's coming to you. So a lot of these changes could be because of changes you started, but there's going to be a lot of changes from circumstances or people coming into your life or experiences being presented to you, opportunities coming your way. It says honor and respect. Respect will come to you. I feel like you just have to keep doing something that you're doing. You're doing a good job at something. So let's see, what else would be helpful? Clarity on moon. Wow. And you got a moon, a crown, a box. Some of you are getting a gift. I don't know why I looked at that and I heard honorable mention. I feel like there's something that you were supposed to win in the past or gain a position or something like that. And it's like you were the next, like the runner up, and you should have been the winner. I feel like you have a big win coming in. There's also somebody that is very loyal to you, that's giving you advice. Also, I'm getting an opposite message with this. For some of you, it could be somebody who is a friend, but they don't always give the best advice. Maybe I feel like their intentions are not foul. Like I feel like they want to help, but they might be giving you advice that's not so helpful. Maybe they don't know your entire situation or the dynamic of something. I feel like they're outside. So it's like they can kind of hearsay, like you've told them half of the story, but maybe they don't have another person's perspective. And they can only give the advice from their own experiences, possibly their own intentions, if they do have weird intentions. But I kind of feel like this person feels like they're helping, but I don't feel like all of them are. So do be aware of that. Maybe take something with a grain of salt. But if some of you do have somebody they want the best for you, I'm getting that their advice is more neutral. They're not really trying to steer you in any one direction. Maybe they're even asking you the right questions that make you come up with the answer that's actually in you, rather than asking your friend what to do all the time. But it says advice from a friend, and you will receive a gift. Changes in your life, and honor and respect will find you. Something about the month of October. I feel like this came through before. It could have been November, but maybe it's letting something fall away. Somebody has an October birthday. At the bottom, you have a horseshoe. You definitely have good luck. I feel like something is turning around. Also with the horseshoe, I see a journey. I feel like there was this is really weird, but like sometimes the horses get like an abscess underneath their hoof and they can't walk, they can't even use their leg, or like a thorn in the paw. I feel like that may have been a situation. The thorn is coming out, the abscess is going away. Also, if you have horses, like a salt bucket does wonders. It's amazing how amazing salt can pull out toxins. Maybe it's a toxic energy leaving your life, and that is part of the good luck changing. More and more gifts coming in. This could be an actual gift from a person, but it could also be from the divine. For some of you, it's a gift from your higher self. I'm getting that, like, talking to your former self and giving advice, but I feel like some of that advice is really that you wouldn't change anything, because then you wouldn't be where you are now with the experiences you have had, even if they're difficult. For some of you, there's a crossroads that you would have told yourself to do something different at, even though you're still grateful here you went the path you did. But I feel like you can see yourself like finding the shortcut or having something a little bit easier if only they went like a different direction. I'm just getting one crossroad, like one big decision. But you can't change the past. You could be here now. You can wonder about what you would have said, but what will you do at the next big crossroad? So let's go to the other half here. What are some extra messages from the tea leaf? You got this tankard. I feel like you have to say that funny. So you have a lot of nice energy coming here. You have good luck. Something's blossoming. You're getting a gift. Advice is kind of neutral, go with your instinct on that one. October, changes in your life I am getting for the better, although sometimes change is a little weird. If there's big changes, that doesn't always feel easy, but it does look like it's something that's worth it. You also have this energy of celebration and enjoyment. So maybe these changes are reason to celebrate. Maybe this honor you are receiving. I kind of feel like you don't care about the crown, which is kind of interesting. I don't feel like you care about even like the title or the crown, the glory. I just thought of the glory of love. You got to win a little, lose a little, and always have the blues a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. You gotta give a little, got a little jazzy song slipped on in. As long as there's the two of us, we've got the world and all its charms, and when the world is through with us, we've got each other's arms. That one, what's that? A valley. Deep personal strength, and wow, you got a lot. You got celebration, joy, peace, honor, changes, gifts, and now you have deep personal strength and deep strength. That's getting very much the strength card. But you had to go over that mountain to get to the oasis, to get to the valley, to get to maybe inner peace. And it also is assured success. What is going on with you guys? Good stuff. Just get over that mountain. Keep going. Maybe you get to a pinnacle peak or a point there where you can see something through a different landscape, a different perspective. You've gained new elevation in your soul. But I also feel, I hear carefree. I feel like you can see something ahead, but you still got to get there. There's something where you got to go a little farther. What else? What else would be helpful? Let's do one little run through here. Scales, it's telling you need to pay attention to the balance of things in your life. Are you having too much fun and you need to get to work on something that's going to help bring the success? Are you all work and not really enjoying something and having this energy of celebration? Is there a way to balance something out and be where you feel at peace? But that's true peace. It's not like, I don't know why I hear like forceful peace, like having to do something so it's peaceful. That was weird. I'm not sure what that is. I don't feel like that's that. I feel like it's effortless. Keep your life in balance, all areas. Maybe some of you are multitasking. Maybe you're building something. Maybe it's even balance in your energy, balance in your finances, balance in different pockets of your life, weighing something out. Because I am getting that you're holding something kind of heavy, and there's something that you should be holding that feels light as a feather with that peaceful energy. I feel like that feather is golden though, which is interesting. So I feel like the thing that's light is actually the most valuable. Maybe that's a light that's turning on. Let's get one more. I'm actually gonna do this. There's a situation with a younger woman that's kind of general. So for some of you, you need to know there's a dealings or relationship with a younger woman. At the bottom, there is a situation that involves, well, you do have the scales here, so that could be the justice system. The gavel is maybe making a hard decision, making a fair decision. It's involvement with the law. But I'm getting that for some of you that might be quite literal. Maybe you have jury duty. Maybe for some of you, you're signing a contract, or you need a lawyer for something. You need a mediator for something. There could be a severing of a contract of some sort. I feel like some of you are actually fighting. I just saw a meter maid, like fighting like a parking ticket or something like that. I do feel like you're gonna win. You just have to do the due diligence. But gavel, involvement with the law. But I'm getting that this is universal law for most of you, because you have so much beautiful energy here coming back into balance in your life. So I feel like you planted good seeds, you put some hard effort into something, and I feel like it was really simple what you wanted. I don't feel like you desired a lot other than to have this inner peace, happiness, something to flow here evenly in your life. Involvement with the law. I feel like that is I hear universal, like universal laws. So maybe it's learning some of those laws. I just thought of the 4 agreements. Like doing the best you can with the energy that you have. Another law. Maybe the law of detachment. I hear engagement really big, and I'm not sure why. So I do feel like if some of you have a situation, it is going to go favorably for you. But I do feel like maybe some of you need to have, there's an advice here. Maybe not just advice from one person, maybe a few. But if there is a situation where it is advice, I do think it should be that, what is that, like client privilege thing, where somebody is, I feel like going to keep your business. So hopefully that helps some of you. That being said, let's move along to something different. I did bring the character oracle, and I haven't used this in a little while. So let's get you a character or personality. They also have messages. Maybe this is you, maybe this is somebody you know, or someone to look forward to, know about. What is a character? I just heard confidence really big. Is that like character of confidence? What is a character of confidence? What is the most prominent character, personality, and energy to know about that would be helpful for the collective right now? Please and thank you. A traveler. Maybe some of you are going to travel or meet somebody from a foreign distant land. Maybe somebody's traveling around the block. Maybe this is you ready to take a journey. You have nice wheels on your suitcase, and you only have your fancy messenger bag and Indiana Jones hat. So it's the sea. Oh, I like this. I feel like this is a common thread coming through lately for you guys, that either you are seeking these new horizons, new experiences, losing sight of the shore that but really expanding. But I also feel like some of you could be connecting to someone that's either been taking a long journey and finds you somewhere along that path, but it says a long journey, experience, adventurer, and seeker of horizons. So there's something about this taking effort, being on the move, making some different moves, going to unfamiliar territory. I also feel like with these scales and this, where is it? Where's your fun times? Your tankard. With your tankard, that some of you might need to actually go on vacation. Even if it's just, you know, kind of a weekend trip. Because I feel like that could really open up something for you. It feels like a gift even to yourself. If you have somebody fun to go with, definitely go with somebody who you have a good time with, not somebody that would weigh down your scale or dampen your departure. But maybe you're drained now. Maybe some of you feel like there's something kind of draining your energy. Maybe you're just working really hard, but you can go away somewhere, just be in a different environment, and all of a sudden you feel plugged back in. Even when you come back, like the decisions you make are different. I also feel like with that gavel, like I feel like some of you need to distance yourself from a situation to see it more clearly. You know, that elevated perspective, rather than being stuck in the forest where you can't quite see the whole landscape. And when you go back, I do feel like you're gonna feel more solid on either the decision that you were holding off on making, or you're going to make a different decision by seeing something more clearly, by being outside of, I just heard that, mess, or the chaos, or the stress. Because for some of you, it could be as simple as, you know, stress. So I started to shuffle these, so let's get one more. What is one more? Clarify traveler, please. An influencer and civil servant. So maybe some of you are doing something for the government, doing something even in the public. Both of these are public, like connected. Administrative duty. I feel like for some of you that might be something you are doing that is involving that honor. Like I see like a hero kind of energy, or even philanthropy, or some of you here donating, charity, doing something important for your town. It could be bigger than that with this traveler. It could be something really helpful for the world. But it says a public official, administrative duty, public administration, and guardian of the public good. I feel like some of you might be like, I don't know, like whistleblower kind of energy. Like, I kind of feel like you're, I mean, here it looks like that person is really strong, but I kind of feel like you want truth, or you feel like they're, like yeah, I see like Joe Rogan kind of energy, like different information, being open, but really wanting to get to the truth of what was just not addressed, you know, not presented, just the unknown. I feel like that's somehow your connection. I know that is not for all of you. Maybe also some of you feel like you could do a lot of good. I feel like a small group can make a big change. Hopefully that helps you. Also, if you are just in general a trendsetter and influence, especially if you are a positive influence. I just heard body positive. But if you are encouraging people, if you are helping to heal people, if you are helping people feel more empowered, not drained, not constrained, like if I'm getting like really positive, beautiful vibes, but that does not mean you don't look at some shadow work or look at some real situations, but I feel like it's your spin. You know, because to not address the shadow is ignorance, or, you know, not wanting. I feel like for some of you it is ripping the band-aid off and then putting honey on the wound. Hopefully that made sense. But if you're a trendsetter, if you find that people, like, you look kind of cool, or you do something different. Now, a trendsetter doesn't have to be with, you know, the grain of what everybody does. Usually a trendsetter is the weirdo, is the one that does not do it like everybody else, is the one that thinks of something first. And then if everybody starts to do it, they're like, I'm getting kind of bored with that, I'm going to do something else. So it probably does mean you're really creative. But if some of you are thinking about doing something where I'm even getting that if some of you, oh my gosh, that's like the best job ever. If some of you get to just travel and get paid for it and present cool places in the world and, make a video or something, you could even like be like that dude that goes around and like eats cool food around the world. Or I don't know, maybe you look at fashion, or maybe you look at, I am getting some environment stuff now. Maybe you look at like local environments. I don't know why I keep seeing water and like sheep. Maybe it's being the black sheep. But I actually see like herds of sheep. I don't feel like that's an energy thing. I think that's literal. So maybe something with animals. You study animals that are at different parts of the world. But I feel like there's something you do because you are so interested in it, and it makes you so excited, even if it's just your personality. Like you're interested in this place, you're interested in going here. I feel like you're natural. If you feel like you're natural, but maybe you don't like the camera, maybe just do something more and more and see if you get better at it and feel a little bit better. For some of you, maybe there's somebody you could have in the room that you just feel kind of goofy around or natural with, and that could be helpful if you feel like you have butterflies or you're nervous, because I feel like those nerves are going to go away the more you do something. I see somebody dancing too. It could also be where you are following somebody. I feel like maybe you're paying attention to what you watch. Are you watching news that makes you feel icky? Or are you watching things that like lift you up? I feel like some of you are actually, I see somebody cutting the plug on one of those old TVs. It was really weird. So, content creator, follower, online influencer, trendsetter. I feel like also some of you know somebody that you should encourage. That even if it's just a little compliment, you're like, you should really do that. You'd be really good. You'd probably make a fortune. You'd probably get like 1 billion views. Maybe just put that out there. Maybe you're going to be somebody's little angel to give them a little boost. And it would be somebody that you admire or feel respect for. I also feel like some of you know somebody who should be, I hear flourishing, but maybe they're keeping their talent in a little box, or an idea that they locked up and put away and thought it could never happen. Let's get some more. Let me see what I have here. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, since I got all this travel stuff, influencer, trendsetter, honor, gifts, changes, let's look at the life, because that's kind of general, and career, and see what an extra message of clarity would be for you right now. So what's an extra message of clarity from the career and life for the collective? You're getting signs. Ooh, maybe you are going to really cool places in the world. I'd watch your channel if you do that. If you have any kind of channel that does that, if any of you have a channel, maybe just, drop it in the comments. And maybe there's somebody that finds what you do really, really interesting. There's something that's right in front of you here, an opportunity that's right in front of you. The writing on the wall is pretty big, but maybe you had to learn to read the hieroglyphics, learn to recognize the signs. This is you putting all of the pieces together of a puzzle. This is you combining different things that you do into one ball of awesome. So you're putting the pieces together of the puzzle from signs that you are getting, which means these are personal for you or repetitive for you. Synchronicity coming in that feels like it resonates for you, that feels like it was meant to be. But that's a sign. I did see someone at like the Crossroads. So if you're here at that big crossroad, I feel like maybe you have to read something again or reconsider something. Pay attention to the coinkydinks that you are experiencing, because they're not coincidences. there's something that you are meant to see. I feel like for some of you, you were looking at your feet and not looking up at that amazing, I don't know why I just saw petroglyphs on the wall. And it's like all you had to do was look up. All you had to do was turn your head. I do feel like that head down thing, I feel like somebody was trying to not trip up or paying attention to their steps or their next step, which is good, but I feel like somebody, it makes me think of somebody that has their head held down instead of up. Like I'm getting a little too overly cautious over the next step. I also feel like somebody may have been down on themselves or doubting themselves, doubting they could do something, doubting their strength. For most of you, I don't feel like that's you, but I feel like that's maybe you're the friend giving somebody some advice, a little pep talk. What else? Let's get one more. One more, please, and thank you. Because you have a brand new beginning. You have something that you've been sitting on or nesting with, and there's something new that wants to come out. There's a new, for some of you, it's a whole new job. Or for some of you, a whole new career, something totally different you never expected to be at in chapter 85 of your life. It says you have creative ideas that get you noticed. Well, even in a totally different deck here, I said something about this being creative. Even with this, maybe you are the one to have a creative solution to a problem that no one else saw a solution for. They just were focused on the freaking problem instead of actually trying to come up with a solution. Also, a little bit extra, I do want to say, because that is like, the public and stuff like that, because I see like public broadcast. Sometimes you just want to take note if something is presented as this huge problem or this huge dilemma, and there's such an over focus on it, and they ever so casually just happen to have the perfect solution too. Pay attention to that solution. Because if there's an over focus on negative or a problem or something like that, and then the convenient solution is right there, I'm getting a big old question mark on that. Just take note. Beginning. It's a good time to start a new job or a whole new career. You have creative ideas. Yeah, you do. That get you noticed. Maybe it's in a different landscape or a different environment where you're actually noticed with the right influences or vibrations around you. And it's telling you to build a nest egg for the future. You definitely have something that you can put away. And I feel like you're saving something for a rainy day. And I feel like you're going to have a lot more savings or something that you can rely on later than you ever thought you would. Because I see somebody like skating. So not just skating by. I am kind of getting, zip lining into that valley of amazing. But I'm getting now the though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. So releasing fear, trusting God, trusting the light. Yeah, so let's get you one from the botanical inspirations. So botanical inspiration, what is one? Please and thank you. I don't think I have my glasses, so I'm gonna do my best to read this from afar. What is it? Tuberose. It sounds like an instrument. I think I need my glasses, but I do see that it says dangerous pleasure. Ooh, now I want to read this. I gotta get my readers. Hold on. All right, so it says dangerous pleasure, the secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness. And the greatest enjoyment, which you have here with that tankard, says fun, enjoyment is from life is to live dangerously. So it's telling you to take a risk. If you're just flying by, skating by, stuck in the uncomfortable comfort zone, it's time to take a risk. You don't have a home run if you never step up to bat. You know, you take a risk, sometimes it doesn't work out, but what if it does? This is telling you gotta really take a little risk with something. That's gonna be what opens up all of these doors, this enjoyment. Follow your joy, man. What makes you happy? If you don't know what that is, that's your mission today. Start to figure out what it is that makes you really curious. You know, what gets you interested. What gets you, when you talk about something, any subject, to your friend over here, this barking dog, what is the one thing when you talk about, you just, everyone can feel how you're into it. Start there. And if you feel like you're more, like there's nothing, then start with the baby excitement. Start with what you're a little curious about. Maybe you haven't discovered your big thing yet. So it looks like you got a mission. Mission from Ultraviolet Dove. Do you accept it? Mission from the divine, God, the universe. Do you accept that? Mission from your higher self. Do you accept it? So I know I have some meditative music on here because my sister and her husband have some like pop-in Spanish music going on over yonder, and I don't think I can have it on the videos, but I don't want to take away their enjoyment and their party. So I've come out here closer to the woods, and let's go to the tarot. I don't know why I put these on. I've started to need them more and more. Actually, I was very good, and I actually decided to get an appointment at the actual eye doctor instead of always getting my readers from TJ Maxx or the dollar store or my mother. So hopefully I'll actually know what's going on with my eyes. I always had really good vision. So let's go to the tarot. Let's get you just some clarity, some guidance. What would you like the collective to know on this new adventure? That it's going to be smoother sailings, but you have to learn your lessons. You have to even be willing to go through some shark-infested waters, but maybe trust the ancient wisdom that you have in you, or the new wisdom that you have discovered or found by going through weird situations. If there was anything, wow, what does this say here? It says needed change. Something needs to change. So what is that change going to be? Where's your changes? Which one was that? Hold on. I know you got changes here. Your first one, the moon. So you have repeat cycles, or you have repeat messages here in your big synchronicities coming through today that you need to make a change. If you feel like it's always shark infested waters, you're always tiptoeing or walking on eggshells or feeling uncomfortable, and you feel like I'm getting even like the undertows always kind of pulling you back somewhere, you need to be the one to lift yourself off. Maybe somebody is giving you a lift, or there's a different way through a situation. Here, it does look like these two are working together. It's where you leave the big baggage on the shore, you take a little leap into that storm and trust that you will figure it out. Upside down, it's reluctant change. It's sitting on the fence. It's I totally wanted to do Dock of the Bay. Sitting in the morning sun. I know that came through recently. But it's like sitting there, waiting for the ship to come in, instead of seeing the ship you're supposed to be on, diving in and getting to it. You know, if you're always just sitting around, just waiting for something to come, I mean, you do have something coming to you. But sometimes you have to meet it halfway. And this is where you gain clarity or new focus on decisions. I did see you going away from a situation, coming back and making better decisions, or maybe one big solid choice. Boom, decision made. And it's definitely changed for the better. That takes you to smoother waters, you know. I heard rough patch, and I don't know why I thought of like eczema. Am I saying it right? Where the skin gets like itchy. I don't know why. I don't have like any advice, but I feel like you're gonna find a different solution for that. Maybe you're just itchy. Oh no, hold on, I ran out of juice on my iPad and I don't think I can have that music in the background. So we need to figure out the situation. I'll be back. Just went to move all my stuff in my house. Literally, I picked this up and it says influencer. You can hear my dog barking because I took half the stuff inside. Use your influence for change. You may do public speaking, social videos, or interviews. Your voice and opinions are important. I can't believe that was at the bottom. All right, I'm going inside. I'm going to finish this reading for you guys. Plot myself on my dining room floor in my house. Let's just continue. I can't believe that was there. I wish I would have picked it up when it was still filming. But, I mean, you do have signs coming through. Where is it? Where's your signs? Signs and synchronicities. So for some of you, you do need to hear that. You are a trendsetter. There is a reason that you are unique. There is a reason you have that weird niche, or you see something a different way, or you have wisdom because of what you have gone through. So I guess it's just, I'm just getting that it's positive for both you and the world, or maybe just one person. To change or help one person can make all the difference in the world. So I don't even know if this camera, you can see I'm like sweating. It's so hot out. I feel like I need to, I wish I could go back in the creek, but I don't really like to go. If it starts to get dark at night, it starts to get all the like extra fish and stuff start to come out in the creek. So we're not, although I might just go and dip in quick and come back because it's really hot and I don't have an air conditioner. That's why I'm always in the creek. So all right, what is another message on Six of Swords? Please and thank you. What else would be helpful for the collective to know on this needed change? Forward movement, smoother waters, thinking more clearly, learning lessons, picking up the anchor, leaving the baggage. Judgment. Oh, you got a lot of synchronicity in this reading, guys. You have judgment coming through. Also, look at her. I did see like somebody not afraid to look at the shadow to find the light. But I'm getting that yin yang kind of energy. No one's perfect. Maybe somebody's always kind of back and forth, middle of the road, but this is looking at the things that you did that you maybe didn't feel so good for or felt guilty about. And did you learn from them? Did you grow? Are you going to change or are you going to do the same? And then looking at those beautiful blessings and that angelic energy, the gifts that you've given others and yourself and the love you put out into this world. And all of that circulates. But we're down here on Earth, which is a big old world. That's not just a conundrum, but it's a dichotomy of energy. It is light, it is dark. You know, it is heaven and hell at the same time. And it's also a gift. Where's your gift? It is a gift. Because it means you're a strong ass soul to be here doing it. So that alone, you should be proud of yourself. This is also, guess what it is? The first message. I like how these have little messages. I like to use different tarot. It says an earned reward. It says honor and respect will come to you and a gift. So earned reward, but it's looking at that big divine calling. When you get to those crossroads, when you hear that calling, it feels like it's coming from spirit. When messages keep coming through to tell you something, are you hearing them? Or you're just like, oh, that's cool. That's a coincidence. What a quinky dink. And then just brush it off. There's something bigger here. You're not supposed to brush off the universe. You're not supposed to be brushing off your destiny. You're not supposed to be brushing off these gifts and these blessings that are being handed to you. You need to have open arms. You need to be in that energy of gratitude to know you're going to get to that oasis, to that valley. It doesn't matter how high that mountain was. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. All right, let's keep going. What is it upside down? Oh, did I bring my glasses? Yeah, I did. Oh, hold on. I got that appointment sometime in August. Negative consequences. Karma. You know? It's what seeds are you planting? Are you planting seeds of authenticity, truth, love? Or is it delusion and masks and suspicion and doubt. I don't know, I heard selfish energy. I hear shallow too, and I don't know why. I don't think that's you, but maybe you're just reflecting on, you know, hi babe. Interesting. That slipped through at the bottom when I carried all these cards in. Butterfly, another change. I did say it was for the better. Rose really needs my attention. So there's somebody who's making a big judgment call for sure. I don't know where your gavel went, carrying all this stuff in. Hi. Where is your gavel? I don't know. I don't know. Wait, it's here. It's here. It's under Rose. Rose was hiding the gavel. So maybe somebody was hiding a decision, or it needs to be addressed. Hi, baby. It's also an action-oriented card. Maybe an Aries or a Leo energy, Sagittarius. I don't know why it says K-A, maybe the M-A, R, or K and A. Maybe for some of you are meaningful letters. I hear AKA. Hi, baby. I'm moving all these cards. I'm like a big old mess in here bringing these around. The Two of Cups was at the bottom, just sitting under Rose's paw here. Two of Cups, perfect partnership. Upside down, it's needed self-reflection. So if somebody needs to have self-reflection about a partnership, no partnership is perfect, but you can bring something back into balance. And if it's completely imbalanced, then maybe it is cutting some strings. Perfect partnership is really nice. So that means that all of the shadows of you and someone else balance, like that yin yang. You know, you have that light energy and there's shadows in there. Then you have all that shadow energy and there's light in there too. So maybe for some of you, I didn't mean to pull a card, but cards slip out and I look at them and I feel like we should look at them. So maybe for some of you, it is about partnership, but all of this here, you have an influence. It could be you collaborating with somebody. It could be a business partnership. I generally see that as romance, but for some of you, your soulmate could be your business partner or somebody that, you know, you work really well with. You come up with good ideas together, or it could even just be where you do something independently and you have that support system behind you. So I'll leave that there. I feel like that might just be extra for somebody to hear, but let's get another one. Clarity on, I guess, Two of Cups now. Judgment. Hi, Rose. You making yourself comfy? And Six of Swords. I should have organized my cards before. I'm so excited that one card came out. I just started the reading. Turned my light on, sat on my floor, and here we go. What is one more, please and thank you? One more final message for the collective. What do they need to know right now? I hear trust the energy. I heard judgment call and I heard trust the energy. Whatever that is. 2, decision. So now it's technically 2 twos. There's definitely a decision or a partnership or looking at which option to go through. Which is the best door? Door 1, door 8, door 5. It doesn't look like you can see in any room behind those, but it does look like they're all being lit. But you have to walk up to that door, knock, see if it's locked, have a secret like password, like, hey, is this the VIP section? I don't know why I heard shaving a haircut, but it's you moving forward. You have all these changes, but you need to step towards that door. And if a door is closed, maybe there's an open window. And if all those doors are closed, maybe you turn around and you go a different direction. I usually do see this one particularly as either a very passionate partnership or a business partnership. It is somebody you can work well with, but you get that fire of spirit in your soul to go back and forth. And if this is just you, these are your clients. These are your followers. These are the people that you might open up to, or they might open up to you, where you can maybe have a back and forth flow of positive influences in your life. This way, it's holding back. You're never knocking. You're not stepping up to bat. You're not getting off the bench. You're not making it to the airport. Oh, yeah. I don't know where the airport one was. Wherever your traveler guy was. My cards are a mess. We're just going to go with it. I'm a mess today. So even when something's a mess, you just continue to flow. Oh, here you are. Maybe it's not packing that bag and getting on the airport. Maybe it's just walking out the door. Maybe for some of you, it's finding the right influence to kind of, you know, pep you up, like get you revved up to do something. But or maybe some of you, that's you helping somebody. It's getting to the pyramid and looking up and seeing the signs that are right in front of you. What's at the bottom? Ace of Wands. So maybe you had to go a little backwards. 3, 2, 1. Did I get a countdown before? Ace of Wands is motivated beginning. Fire and inspiration to go. Hearing that like 3, 2, 1, go. Are you going to go or are you going to stand there? You'll never know if you can win the race. Maybe you're going to be last. Who cares? If you're inspired to win that race, do it. Maybe the next time you do it, you get better. This is also... Maybe something needs to start to move. That was really loud. So maybe it's about making a little noise, trusting in yourself, believing in yourself. Believe in yourself. This is you in that masculine energy, or somebody's racing to you, or somebody knows that you're a team player and you're the one that they can win with. Because this is the big old heart on of the universe. Showing, you know, very, very much... I don't know why I want to say Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. We're going about the same time period, but we're going to Wayne's World. Showing, you know, something's getting you like excited, but you gotta attend that fire a little bit to keep it lit. Even if it's just a little spark that's constantly in you, you have to fan those flames and get them bigger. They can burn brighter. You can do something bigger and better. This is you getting stronger. This is also you being ballsy as you know what. What did that one say? The one thing that came through, the little one that said it's you know, you got to be a little dangerous, but you know, not a dumbass. You know, you do something, you trust that you'll figure it out if things get a little wonky or weird. But if it's just vanilla complacency, this is telling you you got to take a little risk to have huge success. To really feel like you're living. I have a story to talk about, or many. What is it upside down? Useless delay. Sitting on the fence, not doing any use. You have, you know, those ideas, but you're not putting them into action. What good are those ideas? You know, Spirit's sending you all these signs and these messages, but then you're just kind of brushing it aside, saying, oh, that's interesting, and then scrolling on the old TikTok, you know, doing something mindless. There is something you are supposed to be doing that is bigger than mindless. It's soulful. But begin. You know, one step at a time. Don't get overwhelmed if something doesn't begin. If the fire goes out, it's okay. Begin again. Or try something different. Follow each little peak of joy that you find. So, yeah, I feel all motivated from this reading today. I'm also a big old mess. Maybe it's about getting organized for some of you. Cleaning up the mess, you know. Getting to the end, getting ready for another beginning. Thank you for being with me here today. I hope this reading was helpful so far. Thank you for thumbs upping this and subscribing if you're new. Hi, if you're new, welcome to Ultraviolet Dove. I hope that every message that comes through here gets to where it needs to be, and I do trust that it will. Let's get you one file from the universe. What is the final message that would be helpful for the collective today? I don't know why I just heard Beach Boys. Round, round, getting around, I get around. I don't know why I heard that. Ooh, just getting bumped, driving down the same old strip. I gotta find a new place where the kids are hip. That was weird. It was all over in the key too. All right, what else? There's a song also called Dangerous, and I can't think of what it is. It's kind of a weird one. I hope I can find it. I'll put it in the playlist for you guys. Oh, what's Rose doing? Probably hiding her pig in the couch because that's her favorite, even though it doesn't even have a squeaker anymore. So, last message, a chapter in your life is coming to an end. The end. I mean, that is true. Judgment comes right before that world, that big final bow that comes in. Rest assured that beautiful things, we're coming full circle. Rest assured, feel at ease, be at peace. Beautiful things are ahead in this next chapter. So let go of all the things that are out of your control and move forward. Go. There's also a song by Common called Go. And move forward. There are more beautiful things ahead than any you left behind. So even if you think there was some beauty that you left behind, there's changes in store for you that will, I hear, exceed your most beautiful dreams. But I also heard that help you create new ones. We got a lot to look forward to. I love you so much. I hope this is helpful. I love you. I'll see you soon. Mwah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on my journey with us and blessing my life. I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye.